Los Angeles. From downtown to Hollywood, the entertainment capital of the world. Well, the stars have traveled east to beautiful Ontario, California, where the best skaters on the planet have converged to the Citizens Business Bank Arena for Stop 2 of Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. What up, everybody? Brandon Graham joined alongside a skate legend, Felix Arguelles. And Felix, it feels like deja vu all over again. Nyjah Huston continuing his brilliance, qualifying first overall.
Well, Nyjah Huston has won 5 out of 8 Street League stops. And pulling off brand new moves like this in competition, a big spin to frontside hurricane, is how he is such a dominant force and can just climb up that leaderboard like nobody else, catching our last year's champion, Sean Malto, and qualifying overall first.
We'll see one of those guys who could catch him, Paul Rodriguez, equally impressive in qualifying, throwing down his first 9 in the big section.
Well, Paul Rodriguez has not won a Street League, and you could see it in his eye the way he attacked this big section with that switch backside tail, and that's exactly what got him that 9, and he joins the 9 club.
That he does. Once again, though, Nyjah Huston dominating the qualifier. He's at the top of the list. We started with 24 skaters. We are now down to the final 8 with $150,000 on the line. Let's take a look at the 8 finalists, brought to you by Street League The Game, powered by Superheat. Who's your pro? We begin with Nyjah Huston, our top qualifier here in Ontario. Sean Malto, P-Rod skating very well in qualifiers. Luan Oliveira also in the mix. Chaz Ortiz, Peter Ramondetta in his first finals as a Street League pro. And David Gonzalez and Tommy Sandoval just squeaking in for the final 2 spots. Let's now take a look at the format. We begin with the run section, which is 2 45-second attempts, and we take your best score. The skaters can skate any part of the plaza. One skater after this run section gets eliminated. Then on to the best trick section, where you get 5 attempts and the best score counts. You can skate anywhere but the big section, and we eliminate another skater. And then finally, the money, the big section. 6 attempts, best 4 scores count, and this is how we crown our champion. Run, best trick, and 4 big scores. That's the format for Street League. And commissioner of Street League Skateboarding, Mr. Rob Deerdeck.
That is right. This format is very, very competitive. Check it out. There's only 6 scores. 6 scores determine the winner. So that means the run section, a really big deal. You've got to get a big score. It's not about just getting eliminated. Same with the best trick, because you want to have as many points as you could possibly have going into this big section. And then what you got to do, you got to lay it all on the line. If these guys want to beat Nyjah Huston, they got to do 4 of the hardest tricks they've ever done in their lives. And it's going to be exciting.
Thank you, Commissioner. No doubt about that. Let's take a look at our start list for the finals. We begin with Tommy Sandoval, David Gonzalez, who just squeaked in via the semis, Peter Ramondetta, Chaz Ortiz, Luan Oliveira, P-Rod, Sean Malto, and the top qualifier, Nyjah Huston.
There's so much energy in this arena right now. The only thing that's more energizing than the Street League is the next Street League.
But we cannot wait. The White Lion, Tommy Sandoval, starts us off with his first run.
Hadn't seen that manual line right there. Picking up some speed, heading for the A-frame.
Still got about 15 seconds left. Is he gonna head for the big?
Definitely heading for the big. Tommy Sandoval's most comfortable up there.
Remember, we've got 8 skaters. They each get 2 runs. We take their top score.
Oh, man. So much pressure coming off that hover right there. He lands a little sideways on that nose blunt. Just couldn't pull it off.
We take their top score, and 1 skater from this section gets eliminated. So here comes David Gonzalez with his first attempt. Tommy Sandoval scored just coming in at a 3.6, Felix.
David Gonzalez qualified with an 8, which is a great qualifying score with the run, and he just isn't able to catch that kickflip right there. He's going to have to make up for it with some solid tricks here.
Well, let's take a look at the Monster Energy winning formula for the run section. A 45-second run without missing a trick. You don't play it too safe, and you skate the course creatively.
Kickflip 50-50 after a surfy line through the quarter pipe section. Speaking of surfy, little Bertleman on the bank. Kickflip to frontside board slide on the A-frame. Oh, and he looked like he was going to do a frontside boneless right there.
He's got room for one more.
And the flailing step hop got away. We're going to see a much more solid run from David.
We shall see. 4.1, his run is in. Remember, one skater from this section will get eliminated. So the pressure is absolutely on here in the finals. Peter Ramondetta, check it out.
Coming out gunning on that DC cam. The gap to crooked grind kickflip. He has a great line through these quarter pipes with that alley-oop air over the hip. Peter's heading towards the big section. This guy's been mixing it up with some great transition skill and some burly street style out there.
Remember, this is Peter's first final.
Super excited to see him in there.
We take the top score of each skater's 2 runs.
Backside tail slide up the ledge. He's got 5 seconds left to go big here.
Let's see what he's got.
Oh, and the backside Smith grind seems like it got a little dry on him.
Tough way to end it.
Really decent run there all the way up until the end.
But you know what? He'll take that 6.3, immediately jumping him up to the top spot after 3 skaters' first runs. But up next, Chaz Ortiz.
Chaz with the frontside hurricane and fakie. Fakie to nose blunt. Taking an interesting approach here to the course. Big backside flip.
Wow.
Resetting on top of the quarter pipe. Kickflip to frontside lip slide.
He's bringing it, Felix.
He's got a great run here. Big backside 360. Backside tail slide.
Connecting everything, Felix.
Yeah, he's got 7 seconds left. I'm not sure where he's heading. Nollie big spin, a backside lip slide. Chaz Ortiz has mixed up his line so well. Could be the highest score in line of the day.
What a way to end that first run, an 8.7.
8.7.
We have a new leader here in the run section.
Really respectable line right there. Chaz is such a veteran. He's been skating contests since he was a little kid. And he's still a little kid. He's only 18 years old.
Remember, Chaz led in the run section back in Kansas City as well. But now dropping in, Luan Oliveira.
Luan Oliveira also has a deep bag of tricks and flows through this course so comfortably, as you see right there with that frontside flip to disaster. Frontside flip all the way over the bank to the flat. Switch disaster. So much control. Backside 5-0, frontside 180, up the gap. Going big again, so much control in that hard flip, how he catches it sideways with his front foot and just stomps it down. Backside 180 nose grind.
That's gonna do it for Luan's first run.
Perfect run for Luan. It was really technical, but he didn't have a big ender. He kind of ended on a soft note. It might affect the score here with the judges.
An 8.4. He's got to be in solid spot there, second overall. But here comes P-Rod, who skated so well in qualifiers. We'll see what he's got up his sleeve for the first run.
Paul starts off big with a tray flip over the double set, right into a nose grind. No obstacle is being ignored here.
Remember, one skater will get eliminated after this section.
Backside tail slide, stomping it down. Paul showing a lot of authority out there in the skating.
We've already got a couple big scores here.
Switch backside 5-0. Now skating switch stance is kind of like riding with your opposite hand. You know, switch hitting in baseball.
Paul skates switch as well as anybody.
Backside lip slide.
That's going to do it.
Putting together a great run. Can he sneak this one in after time?
Looks like the
Backside
time
nollie heel flip.
already gone. That will not affect his score. I got to imagine, Felix, this is going to be a good one.
Well, the best Paul has done so far in the run section has been a 7.9. Let's see what this comes in at.
An 8.0, respectable third position for P-Rod. Now skating, Sean Malto.
Starts off with a nollie nose grind over the gap. Quick run through the bowl section, quarter pipe section of our course. Amazing little combination. They're really working that obstacle, the nose wheeling nollie to Smith grind on the edge there.
You know, it's crazy, Felix. Only one skater in Kansas City had a score over 8 in the run section.
Backside Smith grind down the hubba. Oh, and the frontside crooked grind got away from him. So difficult to come off the hub and go right to that next rail.
That was a flawless run up until then.
There he is, really taking it to the next level, trying to shove it out of that over crook grind.
That's going to do it for Malto's first run. Up next, though, 5.5 for Sean Malto. Up next, the winningest man in Street League history, the top qualifier, Nyjah Huston.
Kickflip to 50-50. Nose grind. Turns around on the quarter pipe. Kickflip to backside disaster. You would never see it from his expression. He's doing some of the most difficult stuff on this course right now.
Felix, he has it timed so well.
Down to a T, cab to backside lip slide to fakie.
Plenty of time for a couple more tricks.
Fakie to fakie 360 right there. 360 flip, ramp to ramp. Heading for that big section with 10 seconds left.
What's he got?
He's got the deepest bag of tricks up here. You never know. Back 780 nose grind, flawless. And a fakie flip.
It's
gonna be
in.
a huge score here.
Just in time, Nyjah Huston waiting on the score from the judges. We'll see to round out the first run. An 8.8. Nyjah Huston is your current leader after one run.
Almost catches his best score this year of a 9.0. Respectable way to set it off here in Ontario.
Now remember, each of these skaters get one more run attempt. Coming up, run 2. Do not go anywhere. This is Street League Skateboarding. DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy, is brought to you by DC Shoes. Progression since 1994. By Monster, Street League Skateboarding is fueled by Monster Energy. And by Chevrolet, the official ride of Street League. Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. We are at the Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario, California. Nyjah Huston taking the lead through the first heat of the run section. Let's take a look at our overall current standings. As we said before, Nyjah in the lead, followed by Chaz, Luan, and P-Rod. But remember, one more run to go. We take your best score, we're going to lose. One guy will get eliminated. Could be Tommy Sandoval, who right now is at the bottom of the ladder with a 3.6, needs at least a 4.1. He needs to at least get above David Gonzalez if he wants to stick around. Let's see what he's got in store.
Now, Tommy had qualified with a 7.9, so he's definitely capable of having a better run. He's gonna need to pull that out right now.
So here he goes, dropping in.
Oh man, unlikely for Tommy to bail a frontside flip. He really has to hustle to make up for that.
Well, let's see if he can bounce back here.
There we go. Kickflip the Euro gap. Have to get that flow going again. Gap to tail slide. Switch crooked grind. David Gonzalez is waiting on deck, just one spot ahead of him, ready to do work. So we're gonna lose one of these guys. He has to go hard right now.
He has to at least better his score now. He'll need a 4.2 to advance. He's got 5 seconds to go.
Oh, and the nose blunt slide gets away from him. I think we may have lost Tommy Sandoval.
We shall see. 4.2 would have put him in contention to advance. A 3.9. So Tommy Sandoval is officially eliminated.
Now that's a little bit of pressure off David Gonzalez, but he still wants to rack up those points if he wants to advance and have a little less pressure when it comes to the big section.
So as we said before, one skater already eliminated, that being Tommy Sandoval. The rest of the crew is safe.
David Gonzalez floating over that hip with the crail grab, a stale pitch over the next hip, and saves that kickflip 50-50, completely missed the edge, but saved himself from a bail, and is able to keep this run going with an incredible Mike Carroll step hop to fakie on the bank. Kickflip to frontside board slide. This kid is so exciting how he mixes up the technical tricks with that surf style that he has.
So he's still got room for one more trick.
Backside 5-0 grind. He wanted a solid ending and a 360 slide on the flat.
So Felix, so important to pad that score. Remember, it's cumulative. You want to add into that score as you head in from here to the best trick and then onto the big section.
Yeah, you definitely want to stay away from elimination and keep yourself higher up on the leaderboard.
A 7.2 for David Gonzalez.
Moves him into 5th place.
Up next, Peter Ramondetta, who had a 6.3 in his first run. We'll see if he can up that here in run number 2.
Starts off with a gap to crooked grind. Peter Ramondetta is one of the gnarliest street skaters out there. He really likes to take some risk out there, has an aggressive style.
Okay, as you can see, our score strip, green currently skating, red already skated, and gray, easy enough, yet to skate.
Now it looks like Peter may be taking that first run score of 6.3. A couple untimely bails. I don't know if he's going to better that run.
So we'll see as the score comes in, a 4.0. He will stick with that 6.3 as he heads into best trick. So currently in 6th place is Peter Ramondetta. Now up for his second run, Chaz Ortiz, who had an 8.7 in his first attempt.
An amazing run. It's going to be interesting to see if he's, well, I was going to say if he could possibly better it. Well, that's not going to happen.
Very uncharacteristic of Chaz here in the run section.
You're going to notice these guys on the top of the leaderboard are going to be flawless all the way through this event, even though they're taking such high risks out there on the course.
Felix, it seems like to win this thing, you got to average in the 8s here.
Definitely high 7s and 8s are going to keep you ahead of the pack.
I think Chaz, with the tip of the cap, is acknowledging that he will hold on to his first run score as the time winds down.
Now, Chaz is an amazing technical skater as well, so here in the best trick jam in the next round, he's going to do some great stuff.
A 3.7, he will assuredly hold on to that 8.7. Up next, Luan Oliveira. So Luan had an 8.4 on that first run.
Oh my goodness, starts off with a 360 flip to no slide. I haven't seen him do that the whole time he's been here. Kick flip to disaster. This guy has such a technical bag of tricks, he just tears his course apart. Frontside flip, over the bank all the way to the flat. Switch stance disaster. Completely capable of winning. Never ceases to amaze. He has so many tricks.
Still got 10 seconds.
Look at the control on that hard flip.
He is on one, Felix.
And the backswing nose grind.
That's gonna do it for Luan's second run.
Another flawless run. He's just having fun out there.
We'll see if that tops his first run.
Either way, he's sitting in 3rd place right now.
And it does, an 8.9.
We have Luan Oliveira at the top of the leaderboard.
Fantastic,
This
Luan.
is getting really interesting early.
Let's check out a replay here.
This 360 flip is perfect. He catches it with his front foot, stamps down the nose, and scoops it out. So much control there.
So Luan Oliveira now your new current leader. Dropping in now, P-Rod, who scored an 8.0 in this first run. Let's see what he's got in store for number 2.
He needs a 9.0 for the lead. That would be a huge, flawless run. P-Rod's definitely capable of doing it. Let's see if he's gonna put it out there. Reaching for that 360 flip, it almost got away from him. Backside, tailside. Oh, might have got stuck on one of those middle support beams, and he wasn't able to pull it off.
But he's still got that 8, Felix, to sit on, but let's see what he's got in store here.
Oh, such a powerful switch flip. The impact got the best of him.
Well, that's going to do it for Paul Rodriguez, excuse me, here in the run section. He'll hold on to that first run after a 3.0 in his second, sitting in 4th place overall.
It's really great here at Street League to have these 2 runs to choose from. So if you get a solid one under your belt, you can really go for it next time.
No doubt about it. Sean Malto, though, absolutely wants to chip away and build on his cumulative point total at a 5.5 in his first run.
After qualifying second, it's really strange to see Sean Malto at the bottom of the list here. I love this line how he goes over the hip and heads right into this manual nose wheelie. Oh, and he misses the combination part of it where he wanted to hop up onto that other ledge. Backside Smith grind the hubba. He pops up to that frontside crooked grind that got away from him in the first run.
Still 10 seconds to go. Remember, Sean is not at risk of being eliminated, but he still wants to bump up that score as he heads into best trick.
And he will definitely with that textbook Sean Malto over crook grind.
That's going to do it for Sean Malto. We'll see how that run score comes in. Remember, he will move on, but we do eliminate one more skater after best trick.
It's definitely going to be better than his last run. 7.2, almost the Malto standard.
Jumps him up into 5th place overall, and he's got to be comfortable. Check out this replay.
Now that frontside crooked grind is so much more amazing because it happened right after the backside Smith grind the hubba. The course is actually really tight and really displays a lot of control.
Well, here we go. Nyjah Huston had an 8.8 in his first run. Maybe he feels like he got bested by Luan, and he wants to keep it going here.
It's going to be interesting to see how he plays it because it would take a phenomenal run to get a 9. If anybody can do it, it's him. Kickflip to 50-50.
Nyjah Huston was our top qualifier here in Ontario.
Kickflip to backside lip slide. Doing some of the more technical tricks on the course, flipping his board onto these rails and ledges. Oh my goodness, that's a textbook Nyjah Huston move. You think he has nothing else, and he bangs you over the head with the bigger move. A cap to backside nose blunt fakie.
And once again, timed to the T. He's still got room for one more trick.
And what's the ender? Backside 180 nose grind. And the fakie flip turned into a half cap kick flip.
Is that what it takes to get the top score?
This guy is the most phenomenal contest skater.
A 9.2. We have
Incredible.
a new leader.
Incredible. What is running through the competition's head when Nyjah Huston continues to better himself?
Unbelievable Nyjah Huston. Check this replay out.
This is a fakie to fakie 360, landing on the nose of his skateboard and coming out backwards again. It's called a cab back nose blunt fakie, and then following up with a big ender, the backside 180 nose grind on the hubba. This kid is incredible.
Nyjah Huston.
Look at the smirk on his face.
It's never enough to just qualify. He's got to be the top guy to do it. Well, let's go down to our third member of our team, Erica Yari, who is down there with Nyjah.
Nyjah, what was going through your mind when you saw David do so great in that section?
You mean Luan?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah,
Luan. I thought it was crazy. He came in so hot, just straight flip, no slide, first trick. It's crazy. I think only a Brazilian can do that.
What are your thoughts going into the next 2 sections? What do you have in store for us?
I got a couple new tricks I want to pull out in the best trick section, which I'm really looking forward to doing. And then the big section, just try to land my stuff and keep it going.
All right, well, good luck out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Let's take a look at the overall standings after the first section is in the books. And once again, Nyjah Huston at the top of that list. Tommy Sandoval, unfortunately, gets eliminated, leaving those final 7 as we head in to the best trick section. Well, let's take a look at the Monster Energy Award. This is awarded to the highest scoring attempt of the event thus far, and it gets a $10,000 bonus and the Monster Award trophy. Nyjah Huston, and that 9.2. All right, well, the NBA Finals continues on ABC Sunday night. Coverage tips at 7:30 with Kia NBA Countdown. Then at 8, with the series notched at 1-1, Kevin Durant and the Thunder try to regain home court when they travel to South Beach to take on LeBron James and the Heat. ABC, home of the NBA Finals, also available on the WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. Well, coming up next, more Nyjah Huston and the best trick section. You don't want to miss this. Stick around. Lafayette Park. Lafayette Skate Plaza from the Rob Dyrdek Foundation. That's the first safe spot skate spot the RDF had built in Los Angeles, a go-to spot for thousands of skaters in Southern California. ESPN's coverage of the AL-NL Showdown continues Sunday and Monday. First, Sunday night at 8, Big Papi and the Red Sox visit the Windy City to take on Starlin Castro and the Cubs. Then Monday at 7, Curtis Granderson and the Yankees try to stay on top of the AL East when they host Jason Hayward and the Atlanta Braves in an interleague matchup. The AL-NL Showdown presented by State Farm. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Monday Night Baseball presented by USAA. Both games are available on ESPN, ESPN3, and also live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. Well, let's take a look at the start list here as we get ready for the best trick section here at Stop 2 of Street League Skateboarding. DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy, Peter Ramondetta, David Gonzalez, Sean Malto, Paul Rodriguez, Chaz Ortiz, Luan Oliveira, and Nyjah Huston.
Nyjah Huston has the top score ever in the best trick section of a 9.4, and following him is P-Rod. It'll be really interesting.
Well, let's take a look at the Monster Energy winning formula, best trick section. Try difficult and innovative tricks, 5 attempts per skater, and don't get eliminated. Easy enough, right, Felix?
Yeah, and with the best skaters in the world on the course right now, you can imagine how difficult these tricks are going to be.
That's right. One guy from this group will be getting sent home. So we begin with Peter Ramondetta, who currently is in 7th position. But remember, your score is cumulative. So even if you don't get eliminated in this section, the name of the game, keep that score coming. Great to see Peter Ramondetta in his first ever Street League final.
Now I'm thinking Peter Ramondetta is going to go a little bigger as opposed to technical. He was taking a pretty aggressive approach right there, going for a nose grind up that ledge, and I'm wondering what was going to happen on the other side.
Remember, it's a single trick, and you can use any part of the course except the big section. So Peter Ramondetta, no score there, but he's got more attempts. Here comes David Gonzalez.
He's heading over to the A-frame, setting up for a kick flip. Ooh. Missed that kick flip frontside board slide.
Remember, each one of these guys gets 5 attempts. We take the top score. And you want to make it to that big section, because at the end of the rainbow, $150,000 and an automatic ticket to the championship on August 26th in New Jersey.
Malto makes the overcrook grind to shove it out. He's the only guy on the tour doing that trick.
Malto a 7.1.
It's 7.1, respectable score.
So that will jump up his score. Remember, you're going to be seeing some pinball in this section, guys moving around.
Got to definitely keep your eye on the leaderboard.
Here comes P-Rod.
Coming in, switch. Switch backside tail slide. Switch heel flip out. First try. Sky's the limit for the rest of these attempts now.
Nails it. Now he gets to have fun on the rest of his attempts.
8.9.
8.9.
Paul Rodriguez, our new leader, and we like to see that.
So he's currently in first place. Look at this, Felix.
Locks the switch backside tail slide in there. The switch heel flips out so comfortably.
So up next, Chaz Ortiz sitting in 5th position.
Now having to follow his brother, Paul Rodriguez. It's going to be really interesting what his choice is going to be. 360 flip to lip slide. He goes big with it. It's going to be a big score right there.
A 7.9 jumps him up in the 2nd overall. Gonna be happy on that, but knows he's got 4 more attempts to even best that number. Up next, Luan Oliveira.
One of the most technical guys out there. He's so comfortable. Heading for the ledge. Oh my goodness, half cab heel flip to nose slide. We got a 270 out of that.
Almost at it. And there's Nyjah Huston, currently sitting in 4th position.
Rolling in, heading for the A-frame. Oh, looks like he was going for that cab backside nose blunt again.
Now remember, it's just 1 score. Each skater gets 5 attempts, but we're only taking the top score. So we begin round 2.
Peter Ramondetta coming in hot. Big gap to Hurricane right there.
He's currently at the bottom, but now he jumps up to the top with a 5.8.
Respectable trick right there. He's gonna need a little bit better than that to catch our leaders.
So here's Gonzalez, who's in the 7th spot.
Kickflip frontside board slide, shove it. Now you had seen the kickflip frontside board slide in his run, and he upgrades it with a shove it off the end.
A 6.8 to stave off being in the elimination position. He jumps up to 4th overall. So here comes Sean Malto. Will try and best his 7.1 from his first try.
Setting up for a nollie flip. He nollie flips over. Oh, he looks like he was trying to do a nollie flip nose grind. It went to nose wheelie on the deck, and it just shook him off his board.
Doesn't get a score there, so he'll hold on to his 7.1, sitting in 3rd position. Up next, Paul Rodriguez, who is your current leader.
Now, one would have to think that strong opener may have shook Nyjah a little bit, and Paul's heading back for that bench again. He's doing a switch flip backside tail slide. We'll see that from Paul.
So that's his 2nd attempt. He'll hold on to that 8.9. Up next, Chaz Ortiz. Let's see if he can best that 7.9. Needs an 8.3 to take the lead.
Kickflip to backside tail slide, trying to kickflip off the end right there. Terribly hard combination of flip in and flip out.
So Chaz stays in 2nd. In drops Luan Oliveira.
Comes Luan picking up where he left off. Half cab heel flip to nose slide. Ooh. Now sometimes it's a little dry and sometimes it's a little slick. These guys put wax on the edge of these ledges to keep things moving along.
Here we go, Nyjah Huston, currently in 6th position. What's he got in store?
Heading for the A-frame rail. There's that cab to backside nose blunt. It just takes him a mere 2 tries to pull that off.
Textbook for Nyjah Huston.
It's going to be a great score. He gets a
9.0.
Wow. Nudges Paul down a notch.
Check this out.
There we go. The cab to backside nose blunt to fakie. He's locked in position so effortless. It just comes off perfect.
Longtime member of the 9 Club is Nyjah Huston. He regains the lead here in Best Trick.
He's actually the president of the 9 Club. He has the most 9s in the league.
Vice president and treasurer. Here comes Peter Ramondetta, attempt number 3.
There's that nose grind up and oh. He's trying to get over that peak at the top of that ledge.
So Peter holds on to that 5.8 score in 6th position. But here's David Gonzalez on his 3rd attempt. Remember, each guy gets 5 tries. We keep the best.
David Gonzalez trying to upgrade and going to kickflip instead of the front board up into a front blunt.
Here comes Sean Malto, currently in 4th place. Remember, Felix, he got eliminated in this section in Kansas City last month.
He's looking a little safer right now, sitting in 4th. It's a 2nd try at the nollie flip nose grind over the pyramid. Got a little bit closer this time. I do believe we'll see that in the next try.
Here comes Paul Rodriguez, sitting in 2nd.
On an 8.9, he's sitting pretty. I'm sure he's gonna try something really difficult here. Kickflip backside tail slide, switch kickflip backside tail slide, and it looks like he may have been setting up to switch heel flip out of that.
Just making sure that ledge is skatable.
If Paul manages to do a kickflip backside, switch kickflip backside tail slide, to switch heel flip out, it'll be the most difficult trick ever done in a skateboarding competition.
Comes Chaz Ortiz.
Oh! Chaz had the kickflip backside tail slide, and when he kickflipped out, he landed. He just couldn't keep his body centered and looped out.
Well, here's Luan Oliveira, who right now is in the elimination position. He's yet to land a trick. Let's see what he's got for his 3rd try.
Half cab heel flips and nose slide, 270 out. Incredible display of control. So comfortable, so technical.
An 8.3.
Luan jumps up into the 2nd spot.
Look at that.
Nudging a couple guys down the leaderboard.
But there's the guy on the top of the mountain with the final trick of the 3rd round. His 3rd attempt here, Nyjah Huston.
Now he has 3 tries to better that 9. And oh man.
That might have done it.
A cab kickflip to backside lip slide on the A-frame rail may nudge his own best score down a notch.
Wow.
This guy just stays skating in high 8s and 9s.
Well, let's take a look at these section standings so far. These are your overall standings. Nyjah Huston in the lead. He's got an 18.2, but Luan Oliveira right there on his tail. All right, more best trick right around the corner. We'll find out who's getting eliminated from the finals. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the 2012 Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. Let's check out the DC Pro Tour flagship moment. And I think at Felix, it's got to be Luan Oliveira jumping out of elimination up to 2nd position.
That half cab heel flip to nose slide, 270 out was incredible. Just such a display of control and bench mastery.
Unbelievable for Luan. He jumps up to 2nd. Let's take an overall look at our current standings. Nyjah Huston still on top with the highest score in best trick, but we've still got a couple more attempts to go.
I mean, you got to keep your eye on the leaderboard because this instant scoring experience, the ISS, is like no other way to score an event. It's incredible.
Without a doubt, a lot of bouncing going around, but the fact remains the same. One person will get eliminated. At risk, Peter Ramondetta, who's got to lay one down, Felix.
He's got 2 attempts right here. He has to go big or it's time to go home. There's that nose grind, oh! I believe he might be wanting to do a nose grind up, nose grind down, and possibly nollie flip out.
So Peter Ramondetta stays at risk, but here's David Gonzalez, who's right in front of him. Oh, that's gonna do it for Peter Ramondetta.
Now here comes David. He's looking for a kickflip blunt slide. He may be wanting to shove it out. We're gonna have to see if he locks in and see what happens. Oh, edges over the rail, wasn't able to lock into it.
David Gonzalez misses that, and just a correction, Peter Ramondetta still does have one more attempt. He is not eliminated quite yet. We shall see, he's still got one more attempt. Sean Malto though.
Sean Malto's looking for a nollie flip to nose grind. Nollie flip, nose grind, he misses the edge, lands on the deck, ends up being just a nollie flip to roll on the edge of that ledge. It's not going to be an actual score. It was an accident.
Currently in 5th position, that's where he'll stay with the 2.7. Still holding on to that 7.1 from the top. But P-Rod, who had a brilliant 8.9 on his first attempt, comes in for his 4th try.
Now Paul's sitting on the 8.9 and he's really cooking something here.
Out on the
man.
PC cam.
Wanted to switch flip into that backside tail slide right there. Misjudged the pop and didn't even get the first part of the trick done.
Here comes Chaz Ortiz, currently sitting in 4th place. Let's see what he's got for his 4th attempt.
He's also heading for the bench. The backside tail slide slips away from him.
Well, he's still got one more try, but he'll stay there in 4th overall. Luan Oliveira, currently in 2nd.
360 flip to nose slide attempt. Got away from Luan.
So that won't be scored. He stays in 2nd. Your current overall leader, Nyjah Huston. What's he got in store with just a couple attempts left?
Now we've seen him try a cab flip to backside lip slide, and I believe he's going for that again. And he got away from him. He was saying he had some stuff for best trick cooking, and here it is.
So Nyjah will stay in the top spot. But this is it, Felix. Final attempts here in the best trick section. Peter Ramondetta at risk right now. He is on the outside looking in.
He needs a 7.8 or better to catch David Gonzalez. What does he have for us? Backside tail slide, shove it over the gap. Don't know if that's going to be an 8.
Needs at least a 7.8. And he gets it, a 7.8.
Bumps David Gonzalez.
So Peter Ramondetta bumps David Gonzalez. Check this out.
Wow, that gap to backside tail slide. He's able to save it at the end right there when he shoves it out. Clears the first half of the double set, lands on the second part. He's able to shove it out perfectly.
Saves himself right there. And the guy he bumped into the at-risk position, David Gonzalez. Can he stay alive?
He's got a lot of pressure right now. He's going to have to make this kickflip blunt if he's going to go back to his last trick he was trying. Switches it up at the last minute, and we have lost David Gonzalez.
A valiant effort nonetheless. But you are correct, sir. David Gonzalez going home. Literally looks like he's going home.
Peter Ramondetta's having an incredible street league.
Yeah, that is the story thus far, I think. Peter Ramondetta getting into his first final and then staving off elimination on his last attempt. So here's Sean Malto on his 5th and final attempt. Can he up his 7.1?
Nollie flip to nose grind attempt. He landed in a 50-50, was in a nose grind for a second, but once again, it got away from him.
So he will stay in 5th overall place. 14.3 overall points. Here's Paul Rodriguez in 3rd position. What's he got for his 5th and final try?
Oh my goodness! That would have been so unbelievable. Switch flip backside tail slide to switch heel flip out. One of the most difficult tricks ever done on a skateboard, let alone in competition. Insane, he almost rode away.
Unbelievable, but here's Chaz Ortiz on his 5th and final attempt. Let's see if he can best his 7.9 from his first run.
These guys definitely want to stack some points going into the big section, but they've raised the bar so high with these scores, it's hard to believe they could go any higher. And we're going to find that out. Kickflip backside tail slide, backside flip out. He was sitting on a 7.9.
A 9.0. Let's take a look at this one more time.
Now kickflip to backside tail slide, slides completely perfect, sets up his feet and backside flips out of that. Incredible.
So Chaz Ortiz bumps up into the 2nd overall position, accumulating those points as we head into the big section.
And Chaz Ortiz joining the 9 club.
That's right. Here comes Luan Oliveira in 3rd position.
Oh, Luan. That would have been amazing. 360 flip to nose slide, a big spin out.
So Nyjah Huston
has been cooking this cab flip to back lip slide for 3 attempts right now, which is very uncharacteristic for Nyjah to take so many tries to do something. Let's see if he's gonna lay it down.
Now remember, he had a 9.4 in best trick in Kansas City. Let's see what he's got here on his 5th and final attempt.
Cab flip backside lip slide, fakie. Nobody performs under pressure like this person. I cannot believe what I see. It's numbing.
9.8.
It's numbing. Now Nyjah Huston has had a 9.9 in the past. He gets a 9.8 for this cab to backside lip slide to fakie. This kid is a superhuman skateboarder. It's insane.
The winningest man in Street League history, all of 17 years old. Throwing down a 9.8. Let's go down to the 3rd member of our team, Erica Yari.
Peter, you edged your way in on your very last attempt. What was going through your mind knowing that you had to pull something?
I guess I had nothing to lose. I'm like, oh, I'll try something. The trick I was trying over there wasn't working too good, so I just like, I'll try this. I don't know, and it worked out.
What's going through your mind knowing that you've got the big section to go?
I don't know, try and think of some moves to do on that, I guess. And I guess, I don't know, just see if I land something and, I don't know, take it how it goes, I guess, yeah.
We love seeing you out here, and good luck.
Thank you, yeah.
Well, Felix, let's take a look at the overall standings. 2 sections down, 1 more to go. Nyjah Huston with that unbelievable 9.8 is your current leader with 19. And let's take a look at your Monster Energy Award, Nyjah Huston with that 9.8.
Fakie to fakie 360, the board's flipping. Cab flip, back lip fakie across that A-frame rail. That's angling away from him. Unbelievable. Nyjah Huston just continues to shock the world.
Well, Euro 2012 continues Sunday with coverage starting at 2 on ESPN2, then continues at 2:30 with the final day in the Group of Death. On ESPN at 2:30, Portugal faces the Netherlands. Then on ESPN2, Denmark takes on Germany. Portugal, Netherlands on ESPN, and Denmark, Germany on ESPN2 Sunday at 2:30. Both games are also available on ESPN3 and Watch ESPN. Well, 6 skaters left, $150,000 and a ticket to the championship on the line. Stick around for the big section coming up next. Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. Check this out. Time lapse of the course build here in Ontario. A lot of hours, a lot of manpower put in to build these custom skate plazas. We're coming to you live from the Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario, California. Stop 2. Well, the NBA Finals continues on ABC Sunday night. Coverage tips at 7:30 with Kia NBA Countdown. Then at 8 with the series tied 1-1, Kevin Durant and the Thunder try to regain home court when they travel to South Beach to take on LeBron James and the Heat. ABC, home of the NBA Finals, also available on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. What's happening? Brandon Graham and Felix Arguelles hanging with you. And Felix, once again, Nyjah Huston continues to dominate with an unbelievable first 2 sections as we head into the bigs.
Not just dominate, but he is recreating the art of competitive skateboarding. Just making up stuff as he goes along, it's numbing.
It's unbelievable, and let's take a look at what he had in store there in the best trick section.
Now, he said he had something new for the best trick section. That cab flip to backside lip side to fakie was unbelievable across a new obstacle for the Street League, that A-frame.
Well, let's chat with our commissioner and founder of Street League Skateboarding, Rob Dyrdek. Rob, what do you think of the performance Nyjah's putting on thus far?
I mean, we know how good he is, but to get 2 9s, leading his way into this big section, but make no mistake, these guys still have a chance to chase him down because they get 4 tricks from this section. This contest is won or lost right here. So he's dominating, but any of these guys could take it right now. We'll see what happens.
Well, let's take a look at the current standings thus far after 2 sections and just the bigs left to go. Nyjah Huston in first place. Chaz Ortiz and Luan Oliveira right behind him. But let's take a look at the DC Pro Tour flagship moment.
Now, Peter Ramondetta needed a big move to be able to advance, and he switched up what he was trying to go for this gap, backside tail slide shove it, and was able to save himself from elimination, and that's a flagship moment.
It's really been a fairy tale finish thus far for Peter Ramondetta in his first final. Let's take a look at the start orders here in the big section. We begin with Peter Ramondetta, Sean Malto, Paul Rodriguez, Luan Oliveira, Chaz Ortiz, and Nyjah Huston, your current leader, rounding it out. But as Rob said, the money comes at the big section. Here's the Monster Energy winning formula. Go as big as possible, land 4 tricks, then go for it. Put it all on the line. Each of the skaters gets 6 attempts. Their top 4 scores count. And Peter Ramondetta, we'll see what he's got in store for his very first attempt. This is his first one of 6 attempts here in the big section.
And his first final.
DC Camp.
Going for a big heel flip to backside 50-50 there. A harder approach than a kick flip 50-50 because the board's actually rotating away from the ledge.
Remember, each guy gets 4 scores count against 6 attempts.
In true Malto form, he starts off with a make with a nollie to stand up backside nose grind. Perfect balance there.
So we'll see how the judges scored a 6.8. And naturally, with the first points on the board in the big section, he jumps up to first overall. And remember, Felix, it's not just about the pride of winning here. $150,000 and a ticket to the championship at stake.
It's nothing to laugh at. Here comes Paul Rodriguez with his game face on. Starts off with a switch backside 5-0. Now, once again, that's the same as being a switch hitter. Paul's completely ambidextrous and does some of the hardest tricks out there, skating in both directions. 6.9 for that switch backside 5-0.
Puts him into first place, and you see the strategy already. Land those tricks and then go big.
Oh, frontside flip over the hubba, gets away from Luan. He's done that in a past competition. I'm sure we're gonna see that in the next try. Luan does not bail too much, and he can go just as big as everybody else.
Here comes Chaz Ortiz for his first attempt.
Chaz Ortiz has one of the best backside flips in the game. As you see right there, was effortless over that big 5 block.
Now here's a look at our score strip. Green, currently skating. When the name is red, already skated. And the gray, yet to skate. A 6.0 for Chaz Ortiz, jumps him up into second overall. Remember, we only count the top 4 scores for each skater. Here's Nyjah Huston, your overall leader.
That backside 180 nose grind that we've seen from Nyjah Huston. He's a very fierce competitor. He knows he has to have a make, and that make's gonna give him the liberty to try something harder in these next attempts.
This has generally been where Nyjah Huston has separated himself here in the big section. Up next, attempt number 2, Peter Ramondetta.
Gets into that heel flip to backside 50-50 this time. But he's gonna have to make the next 4 tricks if he wants to even have a chance to catch Nyjah.
Well, here's Sean Malto, your 2011 Street League champion. What's he got in store for attempt number 2?
Nollie to frontside crooked grind is definitely gonna be a bigger score than that nollie to nose grind he just did.
Score comes in at 8.2.
And we have a new leader, Sean Malto.
Will he hold on to it? We shall see.
Just like in KC, we see Sean Malto and Nyjah on top. Seems to be like his nemesis.
P-Rod, attempt number 2.
The switch backside tail slide gets away from Paul. That was the 9 that he had yesterday in qualifying.
So far, we've seen some 6s. We've seen an 8.2. I gotta imagine you can take some high 8s to win this thing.
Frontside flip over the hubba. It's gonna be a great score. Little guy with a lot of pop. 8.1, Luan jumps into 3rd place and nudges Paul Rodriguez down a notch.
Up next, Chaz Ortiz, currently in 5th position.
That backside flip got him a 6.0. That 360 flip could be a little bit of a bigger score.
A 5.6 jumps him up into 1st place overall.
And 2 solid makes. He could take a big risk now for these next 4 goes.
Here's Nyjah Huston.
Kickflip to backside 5-0 grind. Nyjah Huston needs 3.8 for the lead to 7.1, puts him back on top.
Gets it easy. Coming up, the final attempts of the big section. And we crown a winner. This is Street League Skateboarding. Welcome back to the 2012 Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour. Fueled by Monster Energy, we're at the Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario, California. Take a look at that, the Chevy Championship car giveaway. The winner of the championship in Newark, New Jersey will drive away in this beautiful Chevy Sonic. Well, let's take a look at the current standings with just 3 more attempts to go in the big section. Nyjah Huston with the lead, Chaz Ortiz, Sean Malto right behind them. At stake, $150,000, and Felix, a golden ticket to the championship. Here comes Peter Ramondetta with attempt number 3.
Now Peter Ramondetta needs to make this heel flip to backside 50-50. DC Cam is there to pay it off. I've never seen Peter do a heel flip to backside 50-50. 8.4, huge score for Peter. He's gonna need 3 more makes if he wants to chase these guys down.
8.4, remember, we count the top 4 scores of the 6 attempts. Here comes Sean Malto.
Sean Malto, another perfect backside nose blunt slide, just like he did in qualifying yesterday. He has such identical form.
An 8.4 jumps him up to 1st place overall.
Now him and Chaz Ortiz were neck and neck in a tie, and there's one way to break a tie, stuffing a backside nose blunt slide like that.
So Sean Malto, familiar territory, up at the top. He is your 2011 defending Street League champion. But here's Paul Rodriguez.
Paul Rodriguez is looking for a switch backside tail slide. He landed the one before and it slipped out. Now that was his 9 yesterday. Let's see what his score is today. It was a little bit cleaner than the one yesterday.
Score coming in, an 8.9.
8.9 moves Paul back into 3rd place and nudges Chaz Ortiz down another notch.
Let's check this out one more time.
Such an amazing angle of that switch backside tail slide. He lands right in the way to fakie, rolling away switch, incredible. Cool, calm, and collected. He has 3 more tries at this big section to chase down the top.
And remember, we keep the 4 best scores of the 6 attempts.
Amazing hard flip by Luan, who is currently sitting in 5th place. He needed 7.5 for the lead. 7.2 moves him into 4th place.
Like we said, Felix, this is the big section. Guys moving. This is where it makes or break the event.
Nollie, big spin from Chaz Ortiz, who was sitting in 5th place.
Gets a 6.3. Puts him in the 2nd position. And here's Nyjah Huston on attempt number 3.
Right before he goes, I see him look up at the leaderboard. What does he have cooking? Kickflip backside tail slide, fakie. Not exactly as clean as he would have wanted. It's definitely gonna affect the score.
Yep, a 2.
Do we see a chink in the armor?
Already now we're on attempt number 4. Peter Ramondetta, he's already thrown away a couple, so he needs to land these next few.
Perfect frontside blunt slide, gets away from him while he's riding away.
So Peter Ramondetta stays in 6th overall. Here's our current leader, Sean Malto, rolling in.
Nollie nose blunt slide.
And Felix, Sean knows exactly what he needs to do as he has that lead right now. An 8.2. He has not missed yet in the big section. But here comes Paul Rodriguez. In the 3rd attempt, he had an 8.9. Let's see the supreme focus as he gets in his zone for his 4th attempt.
Now he's been chipping away at his trick list. I know a couple other ones that he has under his belt.
Here he goes, rolling in.
Oh, the switch tray gets away from Paul. He's almost able to put it down.
That's his 2nd throwaway. Very important that he scores his next 2 attempts.
Sean Malto consistency is really showing a way to break away from the pack. And Luan almost gets that switch frontside flip.
Luan stays in 5th overall position. But here's Chaz Ortiz, sitting right behind Sean Malto in 2nd place.
Backside tailside, big spin out! Wow. That was a big risk right there. One of the bigger risks I've seen Chaz take, an 8.9.
An 8.9. Let's see that one more time.
Now Chaz doing a backside tail slide here, and he big spin shove it's out of it. So much control. Body and board turning 180.
So Chaz Ortiz chipping away, stays in 2nd place. Nyjah Huston.
Now Nyjah needs a 9.9 for the lead. But he's definitely gonna take a step up the leaderboard if he just makes one of his tricks. Kickflip backside tail slide. The last one was a little sloppy. He cleaned that up, so we're gonna drop that score.
We'll see what he gets there on the 4th attempt. An 8.8 puts him in 3rd position.
There's a lot of pressure going on right now. Kickflip to backside tail slide to fakie. These guys really need to start doing some math right now.
Here we go, Felix, attempt number 5. Peter Ramondetta currently in 6th position. He's got to score this next one.
Perfect frontside blunt slide. He needs a couple makes to catch our leaders, and he also has to pray for our leaders to bail. Things get really complicated right now.
That's a 6.5. Now that yellow box score you see, that's the score, that's the low score that each skater is trying to best. Here's Sean Malto currently in 1st place.
So he's sitting comfortable with 4 makes. All he could do is do better here with another make. The frontside shove it to nose grind.
So Sean Malto could have afforded to put that away. He stays in 1st place. Paul Rodriguez. He's got to land
Multiple tricks.
these next 2. Currently sitting in 4th place. He's got the arsenal to do it, Felix.
Totally capable. This switch 360 flip would be a huge score for him. Oh, a little less perfect than he wants it.
We'll
But
see how the judges score it.
Still a make, though. He gets his 3rd make.
A 4.8. He stays in 4th place overall. There's Luan Oliveira. Now he needs to score these next couple of attempts.
Switch frontside flip effortlessly.
Luan currently in 5th position. A 7.9. Jumps him up, leapfrogging P-Rod up to 4th overall. Now it gets big here in the big section. Chaz Ortiz needs at least a 7.1 to take the overall lead away from Sean Malto.
Chaz
Big pressure.
is definitely capable of a 7.1. Huge backside 360 ollie. Feeling himself with the frontside flip over the A-frame right there. I do believe he got that 7.1. A 7.3, we have Chaz Ortiz on top.
You are looking at your new leader, Chaz Ortiz.
We have a Chaz Ortiz, Sean Malto battle again.
Very similar to 2 years ago here in Ontario.
Very nostalgic.
Now here's Nyjah Huston with the final attempt, or excuse me, the final attempt of the fifth attempt, excuse me, of the guys.
Of the 5th round here.
I cannot stress.
It gets really exciting here.
It's the drama and pressure of this. Here we go.
Keep your pace. A hard flip.
Wow.
He needed a 4.8. That's easily higher than a 4.8. It's mid-range trick for Nyjah.
We'll see how the judges scored. A 6.2. And just like that, we've got a new leader, Nyjah Huston. Back in familiar territory, up on top. And Felix, we've got a 3-way battle. Nyjah, Chaz Ortiz, and Sean Malto right behind him as we go into attempt number 6. That being the final attempt here in the big section. Peter Ramondetta.
Oh, Peter Ramondetta goes for a Smith grind right there. I was kind of hoping we were going to see that backside heel flip from qualifying. Incredible showing for Peter Ramondetta.
So here's Sean Malto. Needs to throw down if he wants to take that lead and push Nyjah Huston. Let's see if he's capable of it. Got to replace that 6.8.
Frontside shove it to nose grind, gets away from him.
Sean Malto on his 6th and final attempt will stay in that 3rd spot. Can't say he didn't go for it, Felix. But here's P-Rod, currently in the 5th spot. His best possible finish is a 2nd place. He would need an 8.8 to get there.
Switch hard flip. Oh, he stuffs it and it gets away from him. Amazing showing from Paul Rodriguez.
So Paul will stay in 5th place. But he was a warrior out there today. Now here is a guy who can take the lead. Felix, Luan Oliveira needs a 7.4. Can he do it here on his 6th and final attempt?
He has such a deep bag of tricks. I have no idea what he's going to try. Switch tray flip gets away from him. It would have been enough of a score to catch Nyjah, but he just couldn't make it.
So Luan stays in 4th. Chaz Ortiz currently in 2nd place. To take the lead, he needs a 7.6. If he does not land this trick, and it's at least a 7.6, Felix, Nyjah Huston wins again.
The pressure once again is on Chaz. Oh, and Nyjah Huston has done it again.
That ensures Nyjah's 2nd consecutive victory of the 2012 season.
Now, Nyjah's victory laps have always been shocking. Let's see how he's going to end this weekend here in Ontario.
Nyjah Huston already cementing the win here in Ontario. Didn't need it.
High five to the winner.
Because Nyjah Huston is your Stop 2 winner here at the Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario, California. Let's take one final look at the results. Nyjah Huston takes the top spot. Chaz Ortiz, unable to unseat him, has to settle for 2nd place. And Sean Malto in 3rd. Coming up next, we hand out the hardware to that young man, Nyjah Huston. Don't go anywhere. Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy has been brought to you by Monster. Street League Skateboarding is fueled by Monster Energy. By DC Shoes, progression since 1994. And by Chevrolet, the official ride of Street League. Welcome to the 2012 Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy. ESPN's coverage of the AL-NL Showdown continues Sunday and Monday. First Sunday night at 8, Big Papi and the Red Sox visit the Windy City to take on Starlin Castro and the Cubs. Then Monday at 7, Curtis Granderson and the Yankees try to stay atop the AL East when they host Jason Hayward and the Braves in an interleague matchup. The AL-NL Showdown presented by State Farm. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Monday Night Baseball presented by USAA. Both games are available on ESPN, ESPN3, and also live on WatchESPN.com and Watch ESPN app. Now the moment we've all been waiting for to hand out the hardware. It's awards time. Let's throw it down to the commissioner, Rob Dyrdek.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the one and only Nyjah Huston. I mean, we're getting really close up here. I feel like I do this once a month, man. This is crazy. I just want to say, not only did he dominate the same way he did last time, qualified first, won the contest, did the hardest trick of the contest, a 9.8 with the Monster Energy trick of the contest. Congratulations for that. I mean, the straight Monster Energy Award, this guy is getting so much artillery. Forget the fact that he's made $1.2 million in prize money. But once again, he is victorious, and it was a close one. I mean, how'd you feel out there in those last couple tries?
I felt very nervous. I was so scared out there. I thought, I knew that Chaz and Luan and Paul, all of them had such a good chance of getting a good trick down and taking me out, so it was hard.
Well, I'll tell you what, with the cab flip back lip, I mean, I didn't see you land one in practice. Was that the first one you did?
I landed one yesterday.
All right, well, God bless. Let's bring in the trophy here. Once again, he's got so many of these guys. Like, he don't even have a mantle that can hold all this artillery. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a winner at Street League Skateboarding, the most dominant professional street skateboarder there is, Nyjah Huston.
Well, that'll be 2 for 2 in this young 2012 season for Nyjah Huston. What an unbelievable finish it's been thus far. Here's the overall season standings after 2 stops. Nyjah Huston at the commanding lead. Well, that's gonna do it for us here. For Rob Dyrdek, Erica Yari, Felix Arguelles, I'm Brandon Graham. Goodbye from Ontario, California. And don't forget the Chevy Overdrive on StreetLeague.com.